Live? We do get to go live. YouTube was being unkind to your Witcher today and didn't want to let me go live for a little bit. And today is Monday, so that means this. And I'm trying to get out cards, different stuff as well. Hey, Coco, baby, I am back, sweetheart. It's been a while. Hello. Our doggo is doing good. He's moving around and he's starting this week. He started using his back leg. Coco, it looks like we detached a parasite out of your life. Congratulations, baby. It feels like forever, doesn't it? I went live over the weekend, but it was the weekend. You know what I mean? Aziel, you got to lay yourself bare, baby. You got to put all your cards on the table. Hey, yeah, I missed you too, baby. I know it's been a while. Destiny. You're letting go of somebody. It's not going to be easy, baby. Bree, you're not able to move forward, honey. Something's stopping you from proceeding to start a new journey in your life. Libra, what up, baby? Libra, we got some artistic juices flowing. Creativity is surrounding you. And letting go. So I feel like it's a therapeutic thing more than anything. And Yan. Hey, Cass, welcome, dear. Yan. Seems like you've made some choices over the last week or two. Now you're just waiting for the outcome. Seems like there's a few others that were involved in this decision making. And then we got Kiss Kiss. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. Trying to stay aware. My brain's been like, all day. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you throwing that out there. You got something you're trying to manifest, Kiss. You're putting a lot of time and a lot of thought into it, baby. The more time we put into things, the better chances of manifestation we got. You're very welcome, Yan. Now that I think I've caught up with everybody. How's everybody been? What have you guys been up to? What have you been doing? Our dog's been doing better, so it's giving me time to like plan lessons and write stuff out and get my book of shadow situated, and it's been a whole process, but it hurts so much. Process of change and the process of moving on is hard. It's kind of like a thing that I shared, you know, just remember with whatever struggles that you're placed in front of you, there's always going to be a silver lining, and you're eventually going to look back on it and see that silver lining, the lesson, so to speak. I hate when it shows like so much of the background, but now we're going to do it light. You're very welcome, sweetheart. Ooh. Right now, I got someone talking to me. They're having sleeping issues, so that's never good. We know how to no sleep. By the way, guys, March the 6th, I will be going live here. You're going to meet a few people and see me get ink. I would print it off and show you what I'm getting, but unfortunately, I ran out of computer paper, so It's going to be one of those fun little mysteries. Hello, Leah, I believe it's pronounced. Nicole, sweetheart, I do answer questions. If you look at the description, it tells you kind of how I do. Like here, you guys get one free card about what's going on in your life. Alea. Got it. Which, Alea, you are skating around an issue that's not going to be favorable by the masses. So that means that whatever this issue that you're not really sure how to go about, you know that there's going to be backlash from the people around you. And Nicole, my dear, we got the King of Page, or the King of Page, Page of Swords. And that tells me, since it's in reverse, that you're looking for solutions when there are none. Leia. Not a problem, sweetheart. You're going to probably hear me say your name 2 or 3 more times just to try to remember it. May take me a while. Leia. It's pretty, though. Hey, son. How we doing, baby? And amazing me. See what you guys have been up to. You're very welcome, Nicole. I'm doing good, baby. Just trying to stick in there and reading your guys' comments, and I decided to pull out the hoodie today and just relax. You're welcome, sweetheart. Which, amazing me, it does look like you dodged a bullet, but you're still not satisfied with what happened. So normally that's me when I get the Tower in reverse. It's an argument that could ensue into something worse, but it didn't. And there's kind of a bad taste left. And son, seems like you're carrying some good things towards a certain goal. Patience. Patiently taking your time, which that's a good thing, baby. Don't try to rush it. Which this past weekend, we had the coven here, dealt with some spiritual shit, and I'm telling you what, guys, I'm going to make a video just like the process of like possession, spiritual attachments. And like when you guys start getting into that work, for anybody who's interested in this, like instead of like just the tarot, but actually the witchcraft side of this channel, it's a lot of energy depending on what you're doing. And it's a lot of energy depending on what kind of spell work you're doing as well. And I think that's something that doesn't really get talked about much. I can give you a card, baby. But if you look at the description, question-based ones are charged, honey. But I'll tell you this, you got some disaster blocking your life. And it seems the stem of that disaster is geared towards a male. Why is my card like that? Sorry, I just noticed there was a dent in my card. But yeah, like I was in a 3-hour method to try to get something that was in someone to speak. And the first method that took about 1.5 hours to 2 hours didn't work. Then we went for the second method, and then that started working, and then an emergency popped up at their home. So that was fun. That was fun times. And then when I went to sleep that night, I heard the same thing that they had been hearing. And then I seen an image of them after I went back to sleep of this individual that is dealing with this pop up. And it was like almost like, the only way that I know how to describe it is based off of movies, because the cinematography and the visual of it matches what I seen. So do you know how like in The Exorcist there's that one part where they pan on her but like the silhouette around the room is darkened, so you don't see the room, you just see them against a white wall. That's what I seen, but it was him just standing there and staring at me. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You're here. You can visit in dreams. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those moments. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Lorraine, my dear. You may. I'm doing good. So that was a thing, and that led down a rabbit hole. Sarah, my dear. You're blocking off your nurturing side, but I don't know why. It's judgment upon another one. So someone that you were caring about had that mother energy towards. You've cut them off. And it's showing between the judgment and this card right here. Reem, reem, reem. You remind me of a dream, dream, dream. Yes, you can, my dear, if you would. Just like the page. That's all I ask. Reem, we're having matters of issues in love. There's a lack of love and a lack of opportunity to present itself. Maybe even be a breakup. You may, my dear. Ruh-roh. And is it pronounced Lakia? If so, it sounds pretty. You've got quite a bit of issues going on, Mama. All right, what's the most recent one? So there was a disbanding of friendship. And the reason I say that is because normally the Three of Cups is like, it could either be a disbanding of friendship, a disbanding of like a celebration, because it was in reverse. So whatever happened there, baby, hopefully it gets better. And Tatiana, very pretty name as well. For you, instead of lack of love, we've got love coming in, but we're having issues with timing. There's a timing issue with this love. Like either one of you is having troubles, or maybe you're both having trouble and you're not both single at the same time, but there's a timing issue with you and matters of love, my dear. And Skylar, how we doing, baby? We're working on some things, but there's some holes and some flaws in the things that we're trying to work on. So you need to work on that. I know that you're working towards a certain goal to try to fix things, but there's a few patches that are not completely fixed. Plus, also, during my time off, I decided to join a social media Hecate community. So that way I can check out and see what they do, and also give a review on if I would suggest people to go there, which it's going to be a while before I publish that, because I've got to set out the payment option just to see, because I'm doing it from what do you get with the free version versus the payment option, just to see if it's worth it or not for you guys as an extra option. You're very welcome, sweetheart. So that's something that's coming in the future. Probably won't be till summer by the time I get it, because I don't want to just do like a cup buy for a month. I want to buy for a couple months and see, like, is it worth it? Is there easy to kind of go back and forth, you know what I mean? Or is it just go here, go here, go here kind of thing? Which, by the way, I know some of you guys asked me to put up an Amazon wish list, which that's also in the description from now on, and it is down below. Because as you guys know, we do unboxings on this channel. Like today was, I think, the Occult Tarot deck, which I don't got by me. So if you guys got time, check out some of our videos. Check out all of our videos. Some new, some old. See what clicks and resonates. But I will show you something I did get in today because I was hoping to get it in before our ritual this weekend, but it didn't happen because I've been needing to get sage. And so I bought a box of sage, and I also bought something else too. Hey, dear. Give me a second. Let me show off my stuff, and then I'll go ahead and I'll give you a reading, baby. Yeah. I figured it's easier to do that than to try to do a P.O. box at this moment. So where I got it from was this company right here. They don't support this channel. Like, it's not like they're paying me for this. But I thought it was neat because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, and it came in this little bag. And this is blue sage that I got. I need to get some cedar and a few other ones as well, but this is how it comes out bundled. Like, they're a pretty decent size, so if you look at it from where my hand is to there, you know what I mean? It's pretty decent in size. And you get, like I said, 6 bundles of that. And it's basically got its own little carrying case, which helps catch any of the flyaways that we know sage can have, especially when you're dealing with any dry herbs. So I thought that was pretty neat. It did take longer than expected, though. Jenny, I do charge for questions, sweetheart. Look down below. Or you can schedule a private reading, sweetheart. And I also got these. I didn't get to try them because obviously they didn't come on time. And I was kind of sad about it because I really wanted to try it. But there are those, you put it into the fire and then it changes the color of the fire. Because I want to start doing this thing when we're calling our corners, having one of each of the corners have one of these packets to throw it in, and each color symbolizes that corner, you know what I mean? So I thought that would be something neat, but that's what I got for right now. All right, let me go ahead and stop jibber-jabbering, start getting some of these readings out of the way. All right, Aya, you are next, my dear. You're wanting people to help you, but it seems like there's nobody really listening. And you're not to the point where you're saying, fuck it, I don't need nobody's help. You're actually at the point where you're like, hey, I need help. So hopefully you can get the help that you need. I don't know if it's spiritual or just kind of mundane shit, you know what I mean? But hopefully you can get what you need, baby. Sarah. Yeah, I charge for questions, sweetheart. Check the description. You're split on a decision, Sarah. And there seems to be some lies that are trapped within this decision. Hope you can figure it out, Sarah. Either that, or it just you just feel like you're going in different directions. It can be one or the other. Jenny, I can't tell you about your future husband, but you can book a reading. I can tell you this. You're not following what you're supposed to be doing in life. Because when I get pursuit of a dream and it's in reverse, that means that you're not following what you're passionate about. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I've got a delivery that someone sent. Give me 1 minute. Got the delivery. All right, give me 1 moment, guys. Someone sent me something over the weekend, and yeah, it just arrived. I love the hubby, but he takes all my knives, and then he leaves me with none. So, hey, Arlene, hey, baby. So, this is what it came in. So, my sugar cookie of doom, or some of you know her as sugar cookie or sea biscuit, she sent a video game that she's been wanting me to try, and it finally came in. And the game is called Dead by Daylight. So, I'm going to have to pop this in today, give it a shot. Thank you, sugar cookie. I've been looking forward to it, and I get to play with it before the hubby does. So, yeah, I know what I'm doing tonight. Because I decided tonight, after this live, I'm going to take a break. I don't normally take breaks, but the gods are going to give me a break, and I'm taking one. So, that's a thing. Thank you, my dear, for the game. You shall see me tonight. I don't have a headset, so I probably won't be able to talk to you, but I'll at least be there. Arlene, let's see what I got for you, baby. Right, if I'm lying to myself. Arlene, my dear, you've got to present everything. You got to lay all your cards out on the table, so to speak. That's what I get when I see this card, is allowing oneself to express oneself with ease without the fear of holding back. Sorry, my chili's coming back up. And also being able to lay all your cards out without worrying about what another thinks or how it's going to basically affect you. Being true to oneself. Does anybody actually play this game? I know my cookie has. But have any of you guys actually played this game? Or do you guys game at all? I am a PS4 type of person. I do occasionally play computer games, but I've never played one. I've always played like the little stupid computer games. It's never been like a in-world kind of game or something like that. Like, wow. But I'm excited. Because apparently you're supposed to be able to be serial killers. Like serial killers as in like Freddy, Jason, that kind of thing. Or you could be a survivor. Which it looks like it's going to be a good game. I can't wait. The hubby was hoping that it would came in this weekend. And he was waiting on it. Like he was waiting all the way up until he left for work. Because he knew it was coming. And I would get to play for it first. So what would you kids like to talk about today? I don't, but I love listening to my girls' game. Sounds too funny. Oh, dude, my oldest daughter gets into gaming real hardcore. And then if, like, she doesn't really yell or cuss, she just gets mad. And you're like, you missed it. It's like, it's fucking hilarious. And then my nephew, he gets really bad into it. Like, he's cussing, he's screaming, he's going, you could have made that. Like, it's a whole thing. And it's funny because I often sit back and I think, like, if I were to watch myself game as an adult, this would probably be what it looks like. Hey, love and hip hop, how we doing, baby? Oh, love and hip hop. Looks like you're trying to make some adjustments in your world, baby. You got some adjustments, and the outcome is going to be some kind of love. Been pretty good. I mean, the dog's finally moving around. I think he's moving my feet. Yeah, he's passed out. But he started to use his hind leg this week. Like today, he actually started stepping on it. So I'm proud of that. During the weekend, though, he was kind of dragging it around, trying to hump everything. I mean, a normal boy and stuff. Yeah, that question and critique all the plays or whatever. Exactly. Like, just watching it. You know what I mean? By the way, speaking of games, did anybody see the football game last night where the guy's running through the field? Like, what the fuck? I left my brother's last night super early because it was cold outside. And when I'm over at his house, I can't smoke inside. So I'm like, yeah, I love you. I showed up. I've been here for 2 hours. I play with the kids. I loved on the dogs. I gave you my love and light in the home. Now I must be fucking gone because it's too fucking cold. And we ended up coming home and watching like scary movies until we passed out. So then it was probably like midnight. We were watching the halftime show, and this morning I woke up and it was like, guy runs through field, makes more, the line, the thing, the yards. There we go. More yards than the game players. And I watch it and I'm fucking rolling. The hubby's like, what are you watching? And he's like, is that a thong? I was like, no, I think it's a leotard. Oh, man. I was like, of course, the 1 year I don't watch a fucking game all the way through, there's fucking crazy shit. We watched this one. Let me see if I can find it. I know it was on Amazon Prime. I just can't remember. So today I got some of this nasal shit to help me. And I swear, ever since I took this, I feel like I'm in a mind fog. But I don't hear no buzzing in my ear, so that's, a good thing. I know we watched Midsummer over the weekend, which we watched that more than once, but it was kind of nice. But Climax was pretty good. I want to check out The Reef, though, and see how that's like. They got one on Slender Man. I thought about watching that one, but I haven't yet. But I have watched, I think it's on Amazon, it may be on Discovery Plus, but it's about the ranch, the Skinwalker Ranch, which I think that's on Discovery Plus. And that was really good. Give me a second, kiddos. Just making sure. Dark Realm is good if you don't mind cult classics. I love old movies. I love like the 70s horror, even though it was more based like satanic, just the way that it was shot and you get that vibe. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't seem like it's like over the top production where you got all these special effects. Because to me, when it comes to horror movies, don't get me wrong, I love the blood, I love the gore, I love the guts. But I think it needs to be a slow burn. You know what I mean? Not so slow that you're like, I'm fucking done with this and you're changing the channel, but slow enough to where you think something's going to happen and then it doesn't. And then the spots that you don't think it's going to happen, that's when it happens. That's the kind of horror movies I like. Rachel, you can ask questions, my dear, but I do charge. All my payment information is down below, along with what I charge. And I also like the spoofs. Like, everybody dogs it, but what was that one movie? The Blair Witch Project. Everybody's like, oh, that was, everybody was wondering back when it came out, was this real? Was this a found tape? What was it? And then years later, everybody finds out, but it's those type of documentaries, you know what I mean? And things like that. Yeah. It's more of a B-rated and recent, but it's good. There's one, because there's a guy that I know that does different movies, and I believe it's called The Red Mask or something like that. I know he was in it, and he played this like Satanic Hillbilly. I still need to watch that show. Exactly like that retro vibe. There was one, I can't remember the name of it, but it was basically where this guy made his own like temple down in his basement. And it was more of a goetic style, satanic type of vibe. And I can't remember the name of that movie, but it was such a good fucking movie. And then towards like the end, it has a twist that you didn't expect. I can't remember the name of it. I'm going to have to go back in my cult classics and check it out and see if I can find the name of it. Give me a second. By the way, since we're talking about movies, random facts, anybody who comes on here who wants a reading, all you got to do is just let me know. Questions I do charge for, though, just because it is what it is. Give me a second. I'm trying to find this movie you talked about. That does look good. I wonder if that's on, Amazon Prime has it. And it's spelled Abattoir. It's a mystery horror. So that'd be fun to watch. I wonder if I can add it to my list. Maybe. I've kind of been enjoying the guy that made Midsummer, and there was one he made before that. Kind of like pagan horror movies in a way, which I think it's well done too. Well, like I said, since we are on movies, what are some of your guys' favorite genres of movies? What do you like? Hello, Josephine, Astro Kid. Welcome, my dear. How are you doing? I haven't seen in a while, but also I haven't been live in a while, is Gabby. I haven't seen Gabby in a while. Hopefully she's doing good. So, Josephine, I do charge if you want to ask a question, but I can tell you this, there's manipulation blocking your path, and you can take that and apply it however you want. Hey, Moonstar, you can't ask, but I do charge. I could teach you, but I have to charge. Oh, I'm getting old. But don't understand why peeps thought it was so scary / disturbing. I think it was pretty nice and symbolic, you know what I mean? But I can read you a card, dear. You do get one card for coming in. Oh, shit. Which it seems like you were being blocked from aggression from the past. And it seems like it's a female because we got the Empress. So it could be a magical block. Hey, Virgo. You stopped working on yourself and you need to restart again, baby. It seems like you had some good progress that went on, but it seems like the progress has slowed down. You need to start that workshop back up. Chrislyn, I do charge for questions, my dear. Makeup, CGI. See, my thing is I think CGI is way overdone. There's some things that I don't need, when it comes to horror movies, there's some things that are better done puppeteered. And then there's some things where we don't need to fucking see it. That's what makes it scary. Not being able to see something, or only being able to see it when you're asleep or when you're in a state of paralysis. There's just too much overdone. You can, my dear. But Chrisling, you do get one first. At least one card. I can't guarantee it's going to be to what you want. But you're blocking yourself from a new opportunity. You need to move. Move on. Whatever that is that you're holding on to, let go of it. Exactly, Madhu. Questions, Madhu, are charged. Look down at the description. there is a relief from dominance. And the reason I say dominance is it's getting away from someone who's putting you under a certain amount of pressure. I'm wondering what I'm supposed to be saying. Now, I mean, I like when, if it is all pitch black, you're walking in the pitch black and you're getting that heavy breathing, and you can tell that the person playing it is getting that, oh fuck, something's around, I can't see, I can only feel it, and I know it's getting closer, and the closer that it gets, the more heavier that breathing becomes, until just out of the blue you see a glimpse of it and it freaks them out, and then it just cuts away to something else. That's the kind of stuff I like. Virgo land, that is a paid question, my dear. Information is down below, sweetheart. All right, my dear. I've warned you, and I'm going to remove your comment, and I'm going to put you in a timeout. Like, I'm kind and cool and all that shit, but after a certain point, I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not your mom.
Yes.
Oh,
you're doing that.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yep.
Okay. Did Dad put some in the fridge? Or?
Probably not. Are you doing any events coming up by the summer? So that's one thing that we did talk about this weekend, because I had a whole fucking thing, a list of shit for us to talk about. And, I asked the coven what they wanted to do. They do want to do events this year. But we have decided that we're going to wait until the vaccine is open for everyone. So that way, it leaves a better chance. And for those who come to our events, there's going to be sanitizing stations. There's going to be mandatory masks, along with no one is going to be able to touch the altar, place anything on the altar. And also, when it comes to food being served, we're going to do it like lunch styles, and one of us is going to be serving the food. So that way we can try to break down the ability of stopping anybody from getting sick, just in case someone hasn't been vaccinated. But that's the plan so far. But if we do have an event, we're going to limit it to probably about 10 people maximum, just for the reason being that we're limiting it until a good amount of time has passed. You know what I mean? Back up. I was going to sneeze.
Are you disappointed?
A little bit. You know how you anticipate it?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like someone's like, nope.
Yeah, and you go to sneeze and you literally go like this, and then it don't happen. And then
you were in my direction of the sneeze. Hey,
at least you told me to get back instead of just watching.
Will you make sure that your dad's game controllers are charged and stuff like that? Because I got that game and I'm going to try it later. Oh, well, I mean, it's going to be something, but I'm trying to keep people's safety in mind. Because just because we got the vaccine doesn't mean, that everybody's going to take it. Because I know a lot of people, and they were just like, fuck that. We don't know much about it. We don't know what's going on with it. It'll just be more of a safety thing. Well, we're still going to make it fun, but it's going to be fun in the sense of being able to keep people safe. If that makes sense. Which we talked about catering. Now, as far as the holiday celebration, I got an idea for one of those celebrations for Yule at the end of the year. Because realistically, by that time, everybody should be either vaccinated or should the restrictions should be down by then. Thank you. So what I was thinking about doing is for Yule, for the Divine Witch, there is a recreational center that charges, I think, like $150 a day. And I'm going to try to get them. So I figured if I get that and then, you know, have it to where everybody's got to donate something when they come in, like $1 or $2. That way it pays for the catering. It pays for the venue. It pays for any of the food that's being brought and distributed. And plus, you know, help with the cleanup. So I'm really excited about it. And then I'm going to try to see if we can get Krampus out again. And I want to try to get the Grinch because that's just me. I mean, I'm a little bit wishy. But I know that the Witch's Ball, I think they're planning to try to do it again this year. We just kind of got to go with it. Mandy L, my dear, right now I'm currently smoking. I won't be doing no readings until after I'm done. And you get one card, which is your general reading, baby. So if you don't mind waiting on me, I'll get your card. But yeah, I'm excited about, like, I haven't even brought that up to the coven yet. It's just something that I've been looking at. But we are going to end up doing the garden. But I'm going to wait until after the last frost is done. Which we looked into that. I looked at the plot that I wanted, which we're going to do herbs and veggies as well. Plus, I want to start offering online classes again, along with some online rituals. There's a girl I know right now. She's trying to get people for virtual full moon rituals. And I offered for her to use us as a way to communicate with others. I just haven't got nothing back. So if something comes out of that, that'll be coming out. And then as far as Witch in the Woods, we haven't really had a big discussion about that yet, which we're going to do that in our next meeting in March. Because if everything clears, then we can do Witch in the Woods. But we're going to have to still limit people, depending on what's going on at the time. You can, my dear. I'm currently enjoying the smoke. And then I will be commencing with readings, which Mandy is first, and then you will be next, Hearts Love. But yeah, so it's a progress, you know what I mean? It's like anything else. I don't know what the other groups are doing. We haven't had a get-together Zoom meeting in a while. So I'm not really sure what their plans are as far as like other groups. Right now we are accepting new coven members. For anybody who's interested in that, who is local. But we've also got a process too, which we had 2 girls this weekend that we talked to. And one of them, I really liked her. So I got to get a hold of her today, give her the information. And then once I do that, then we can go from there with her. And then this one girl, she didn't even show up. She hasn't emailed. She hasn't said nothing. So I think that was one of those things, like either it was someone who thought they were interested and then, you know, life came up or whatever, and they decided not to, or it was just someone checking in to see what we're doing. Which, believe it or not, that happens in the community a lot. Just to see what the process is and stuff like that. All right, I'm done smoking. Mandy. What are we doing? Mandy. I know, right? Mandy, it seems like we got some turmoil in our life that is leading us to questions. You're going to be left with 2 different decisions, baby, to make. If I get a reading about my life partner, I would prefer instead of a general reading. Well, that'd be great, my dear. You can book that. either a 30-minute or a 60-minute. All my information is down below. We can either do it live or we can do it at a future date. That's just up to you. No, hearts, love. Let's see. What do I got for you, baby? Looks like we're dealing with a lot of internal dialogue issues. Some things that you're trying to recover. Some things that you're trying to get over. I do charge for questions, my dear. You'll have to look down at the description below. Which by the time also things open up. As far as that, you're very welcome, sweetheart. I will open myself up to be booked for readings like in person, but I'm going to wait until the distribution of vaccinations are a little bit better than what they are now. But we shall see. I know, I miss the community. I know there's a lot of other people who miss being out and being able to do things because community was so part of our life, you know what I mean? To be able to go out and have so many options between so many different groups to be able to do stuff. And then when everything happened, it was just like a halt. Hello, Jazz. Take a moment, read the description since you are new here, sweetheart. And while you're doing that, I'll pull your general reading. Looks like we got the Ace of Swords, my dear, and it's in reverse. So you're letting someone tear you down. Ooh, excuse me. That was draconic, wasn't it? And the reason that I say that is that your defenses have pretty much been worn down, and this seems like a verbal attack. Hey, Eva, baby. PayPal. At one point in time, I had PayPal up here, and I don't know what I did. I think I exited out of it. I'm going to assume that you got the 2 questions, baby. What's your 2 questions? You're very welcome, sweetheart. What is the lesson from my past relationship with my ex and messages of a higher self? One of the lessons learned from your ex, especially with the 5 of Swords, if it'll do what I want it to do what I want. Because when I see the 5 of Swords normally for me means that we're looking back to the past, but it's learning to let go. Learning to let go of the things that we carried in that relationship that we knew wasn't going to work for us. The things that we seen the triggers for, that we knew what they were, but we thought we could work past those. So learning of walking away and knowing sometimes things can't be fixed. And then the next lesson is learning not to get lost within those tangled emotions, that bullshit. Because it seems like there was should I not, kind of like touch and go, this kind of feeling of, if I make this move, is it going to affect everything else? Is it going to crumble down? When you start to feel that way, that's taking away your freedom. And that takes away your freedom of choice, and that takes away your happiness. Another sign to watch out for. Don't let someone leave you in a state of bewilderment. And as far as your questions of higher self, my dear, we got 2 things. The first thing is you're hanging around things too much. You're trying to put a limitation on what you need to be doing versus what you are doing. Things will come when it comes to a path of higher enlightenment. So trying to control the way that they go or to control what you think that you need to do versus what you should be doing is one thing that you need to work on. The next thing that you need to work on, as far as like a message from a higher self, is keeping the balance that you've got. And the reason I say this is because we've got I believe it's 2 of Wands. Yeah. The Page of Wands. So we got the Page of Wands, which means we're skating around the issue if it was this way. But it seems like you're learning not to skate around the issues. So this is acknowledgement, not only within your materialistic life, but in your spiritual life. Don't skate around the issues. If you know there's a few paths, choose the path in which it's going to lead you to where you need to be. What's going to be a better outcome for you. No matter if it affects everybody else around you, because it's your path. It's not like this path is going to lead to destruction of the whole world. I was just getting into trying community, but this is definitely next. Best thing. I have trouble on direction and trusting the sources. You've been stock for me. Rock. Honey, I know how you feel. That's pretty much what I've been doing with my time. Besides, finally utilizing the online community and kind of getting out there, which, online community is like in-person community. The only difference between online and in-person is most of the time, people in person ain't going to say nothing to your face. They're going to say it behind your back. Online, people don't have that worry because you're not in front of them. And that's the thing that I've noticed. And you're going to have people say, well, this isn't right, or that's not right, or this is not how you do it. And that's why I use the saying, no two witches, which is the same. That's why we're different. Just because I don't believe in some things people say, and they don't believe in some things I say, it doesn't mean that we're wrong. It just means that we're both seeing 2 different sides of the same coat. But yeah, if you're ever interested in coven-like activities, get a hold of me. Because we are looking to expand our coven. Because, it just helps. Makes it fun. More people, more experience, more people. If that makes sense. More people. Which, I'm kind of at this point more coven focused than I am group focused, like as far as like events. Like, if there's one thing that I learned during the time of like coronavirus, COVID, and all of us kind of be sheltered in, like I overdid it a lot with myself, trying to do all these things all the time. And it's like you spread yourself out so thin and you get so annoyed by the littlest thing. It's not worth it. So I'm trying to take the lessons I've learned from that period of time and kind of implement it on the path that the Divine Witch takes. Because I think that's another thing. Like, there's so many groups in Ohio and so many groups in general, or even around the world, that, there's always something to do and always something to be done. But in reality, it just depends on the people. It depends on what's right for them. And, I think smaller groups tend to be a lot easier to manage than bigger groups, because then you don't have so much conflict. But I think as long as you're working on your spiritual path and you're learning new things, like, don't get gridlocked by your location. That's another thing I learned. We tend to gridlock ourselves by the locations that we're in when there's so much information out there into the ether. I almost clicked out of this. I was like, oh, snap. Hey, Julissa. As soon as you come in, I got a card. Somebody tested Julissa's patience. Who have you been with it? Because I see there was a moment where you're trying to work better for yourself and then someone's testing you. I am doing good. I missed you too, baby. I missed you guys. I know I'm not like sporadic But it's a Monday. It's a fucking Monday. You know what I mean? Like, I missed my family online. Even though I'm not going to lie, I did debate getting online today because I'm like, it's one of those days where you just want to sit in your PJs and look at the gloomy weather and go, eh. Which reminds me, since we were speaking about coven and groups and shit, I got to take inventory of my supplies to see what I need to get over the next couple months. Because I know eventually we will be planting our own herbs and stuff, but until that time comes, plus after last weekend, I'm trying to find those like about 8 inches or probably about this size tall of obsidian to put in my house and around my spiritual room, just to kind of suck up them energies. If they break during a ritual, that's fine. At least they set their purpose. Which also, another person I want to introduce you guys to, and I'm going to try to get her for an interview, is called Starfire. I believe she goes under Starfire Goddess. Give me 1 second. I've known her for about a year or two, and I love her. She is such a sweet individual, and especially if you're looking for information on I know I'm not going to say it right. Give me... Give me a second. Anything to do with like African traditions and stuff like that. She used to be a priestess, a Christian priestess. Sorry for. I'm gonna have to get her information and link it in here. Yes, you know what I'm talking about then. Yeah, I loved it too. She's very informative. She's very calm, but she's also got that power of don't fuck with me, that kind of energy, that energy that I connect with on a Scorpio level and on a personal level. I'm doing good, baby. How you doing? I got a question, Crystal Ball. Do you have some kind of like creative work that you do, like as far as like making something, some kind of like something where you'd be in competition with somebody? Or private office? What about like in your personal life? Like someone that, the reason why I say competitiveness is because I've got an artistic side and a competitiveness card coming up that leads to basically this back and forth, kind of like a yin and a yang. Like, look what I can do. I can do it better kind of thing. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's competitive. Someone you're competitive with coming up. Plus, we also got challenges. Challenges versus outcome and letting emotions take over. Probably my brother. He's a doctor in the family. That would make sense. I mean, you know, when it comes to like competition stuff, it's kind of like back and forth, like, oh, this is what I can do, that's what I can do, and sibling rivalry. That's the funnest. Especially when you win. During a ritual this weekend, I cut myself. And I don't know if you could see it. It's like a little piece of skin. And it's driving me nuts. And every time I put a Band-Aid on it, it works for a while, and then it feels like my finger goes cold because it's horrible circulation. Need to get some of that liquid Band-Aid shit. Or it could be Steven. He always feels like I'm talking to someone else. Always feels like I'm talking to someone else. Feels like I'm talking to someone else. Now that could be possible. I don't see why. I mean, like, you know, I never understood this, like, whole competition going back and forth kind of thing. Like, as far as that goes, like, that stems from other people fucking you over. And as I like to use my favorite analogy, just because you have one slice that doesn't treat you right doesn't mean the next slice is going to be the same way. You can't ask a question, but I do charge. You have to look down at the description, baby. But you do get one card for coming in, babe. Oh, excuse me. Enrico, your actions and your words are not lining up, and that's what's blocking you, baby. You have actually quite a bit blocking you, but that's one of the main ones. I can barely see it, but I love the hairstyle in that photo of Crystal Ball. That's another thing I've been trying to do is get my hair right. Because I got curly hair. You guys know how curly hair is. It can be a fucking pain in the ass. I'm trying to get it healthy versus what products work for my hair versus what products don't. Over the weekend, I ended up doing a hair mayonnaise treatment, which it leaves my hair feeling great and amazing for about 2 or 3 days. And then it just goes back to the desert again. And I don't got any leave-in product because I ran out of that like a couple weeks ago. Oh my god. Just the random shit that pops up on my feed. Hask products are good. I've tried, I think it was their oil. Let me see if I can look it up and find out which one of those I tried. Because someone had got me like one of those gift sets. I never use the shampoo because every time, like I shampoo my hair, but I can't shampoo my hair every time I do my hair or it fucks my hair up. No, I don't need that. I just need to see what products I can talk about, the ones that I've used. I think it was the one with the keratin in it. Is the one that I tried. The keratin and the argan oil, which I loved their conditioner in that. But I need to figure out like what leave-in products I should use. Hey, Nicole, you can get a reading. It's one card. If you have questions, I do charge for that. All that information's down below, baby. Turquoise or white oil works for my hair. I think that's turquoise. There's tea tree. The Hawaiian sea salt, that'd probably be fun. I don't think I'm seeing it, but I might be missing it too. Blah, 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 blah. I'll take a card, thank you. Not a problem. You're having trouble meeting people, Nicole. The reason I say that is because normally this card is the Two of Cups, which means that we're getting together with somebody or we're going to meet somebody out in the free world pretty much. But it seems like there's a giving up of meeting somebody, which is brought to you by the Four of Cups with this card. Dr. Bicker. Look down at the description, baby. Biba. Look down at the description. Godime DeMarcus, my dear, you may. You got some things that you need to uncover, and then you need to basically take some time with those thoughts. There's something that you're hiding within yourself that you're not willing to acknowledge yet. There are a lot of herbs that can grow in you can grow and garden for your hair. I'm not sure of any right off the top of my head, though. Yeah, I'm always willing to learn. Like, I got hibiscus that grows. I've got a few Aztec type of plants that grow in my flower bed. But I don't even know if I'm going to have my flower bed this year because I got to get rid of the poison ivy that comes up every year. And that may involve digging up all the dirt in my flower bed, and we know how that can go. Victor, though, I will give you a card, and biba. Fine, so. Find what? Victor, there's things that you got to work on towards a partnership. Not really sure what that means for you or what it is that you're looking for as far as your career, but there's a partnership. Find some jewel flower to plant next to it. Jewel flower will kill it. Because that's the thing, like, around the backyard of my fence, and it goes from that part all the way down. Like, I don't even know why we get it, but we do. Biba, you've got the resources and people around you to ask certain questions to that you're not using, and you're trying the difficult method instead of asking somebody who's close to you to help you. It's a little orange plant that cancels out poison ivy's effects. Very pretty, tiny flower. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at it because it just gets wrapped up in so much crap in our garden. To the points where my neighbor's like, hey, you got poison ivy. And I'm like, I'm done with it. Just chop it all down. Is that my reading? Doctor, if you go back, you can check your reading. I did say your name, my dear. The last one was for Biba. Biba, Las Vegas. I want to try the rose oil, though. It looks pretty. You got to love the marketing. Curl care. I'm going to try that deep conditioning. I'm going to save this for my own self. Rocky. Andrea. Yes, you may. Rocky, we got either a love lost or a loss of love happening in your life. I'm going to say love lost, or maybe trying love and not having no luck, because we did get the Fool in reverse as well. Everybody rock your body right. But come March 6th, I will be getting a tattoo on here. We will be enjoying fuckery. It won't be so much reading, but it'll be fun times nonetheless, because it's hard to read when you're getting tattooed with one of your arms. You're very welcome, my dear. So on that note, by the way, guys, check out our website, check out the Facebook groups, check out our Facebook page, because that's where we got a lot. Check out the videos here. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow.